for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? This that boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. New Media Today USA Boxing. We back, man. The old boys back. New Media Today USA Boxing. Salute to the family that and everyone that's in the chat. We're gonna allow YouTube to send out the notifications on the Chitlin circuit. Just setting up everything over here. I got my little soundboard right here. We're gonna allow we're gonna go ahead and allow YouTube to send out the notifications on the Chitlin circuit where, man, today we're gonna have a damn good day. As a matter of fact, hold on, guys. Where's my damn notes? Hold on, guys. I got to get my notes. Hold on. I have to get my questions. We do have Rick Glaser coming on in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to wrap everything up with the names. We're going to give everybody a shout out, and then we're going to move right into it. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me find my damn notes. All right, we back. Got the notes here. We have the notes. Yeah, man, we're gonna have a damn good show today, man. I'm feeling real good. You know what I mean? Feeling real good. Not gonna sit here and lie to you today, man. Feeling good, man. Didn't smoke anything. Haven't smoked anything yet today. We're gonna do this without weed today. So we'll probably smoke after the show. But anyways, man, this is gonna be a damn good show. Got a whole lot of shit I want to talk about this week. But today we're gonna get to some serious questions. Today we're gonna ask some questions about a lot of things as it relate to pay-per-view, what's going on with Rick and Leonard Ellerbe, my favorite promoter. I like to call him Garage Nose, Snoss's Nose. You know how we do it over here. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We're gonna clear up a lot of the mystery behind backing in money and all of this cash cow talk and the face of boxing, and we're gonna clear all this shit up today. Rick Glaser. If you don't know who Rick Glaser is, Rick Glaser has been in the game for about 40 years, about 4 decades. You know what I mean? He's an international boxing agent, broker. He does a lot of the sport of boxing. He knows everybody. Everybody knows him, and he understands pay-per-view better than anyone. You know what I mean? Just as good as anyone. When you've been in the game that long, you know the business of boxing, and you hear a lot of. And why is it important for me to have Rick Glaser on today? Is because you hear a lot of managers on YouTube, a lot of these, financial advisors and accountants and promoters, and just a whole lot of shit going on with these other guys who like to dick ride for certain, who like to dick ride for the PBC. Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. They like to dick ride for the PBC. You know what I mean? And they like to dick ride for certain fighters. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they want to do. So be it. I like to call them the old crusty niggas. The old crusty niggas on the block. These niggas is my age and older. And, this is what they do all day. They talk tough online, but they ain't going to do shit. That's what they do. They talk tough online, but they ain't gonna do shit. Me, I'm gonna address them niggas. I'm gonna take care of them probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I got some nuclear warheads I'm gonna drop on these niggas, on these Alphabet Boy channels. I got some nuclear warheads I'm gonna drop on y'all. Got something for you. And their affiliates. I got something for you. You know what I mean? You know me, I toe tag and body bag over here. But that's neither here nor there. Again, we got Rick's, let's go ahead and do this. Man. Let me go ahead and give everybody a shout out. Tomorrow can't get here fast enough. For me. But shout out to Drew for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He say time to toe tag and body bag, Coach. Ellerbe will be watching and taking notes tonight. Yeah. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. He said Rick's always fun to interview. I had it a few times. Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, let's do this, guys. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. We're gonna give everybody a shout out. Going into the 15-minute mark, Rick will be calling in, and he'll be calling in 9 minutes. So let me go ahead and do this now. Make sure I have everything set up. Everything is set up, and it is what it is. We're going to get ready to rock and roll. Keep it locked and loaded, and let's give everybody a shout out. I want to give everybody a round of applause. That's in the chat right now. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Shout out to everyone who's listening to this podcast on Amazon Music as well as Spotify. Let's get into this. Shout out to my main man, Eric Gomez. My brother say Bomb Squad. Yes, sir, man.
To this day.
Yeah, Bomb Squad in the building. Eric, what's going on, fam? Bomb Squad in the building. Shout out to Andy C. Shout out to Carl Belton. Before I forget, shout out to Steve Kim. Shout out to my brother Retro Boss in the documentaries. Shout out to Lady Shan done them season. Shout out to my brother Ring IQ Julius, my brother Blood. Also, shout out to them guys as well, man. Shout out to Lady Shan. Anybody else I may be forgetting. Sorry about that, guys. Shout out to Egg Shake Farm. Southpaw killing the building. Punch Perfect Boxing with the Lick Reed. My main man, Big Ronald Finkley. Big Ron, what's happening? Shout out to the Queen Love Green Eyes Pete. Shout out to, let's see who else we have in the building. Charles N, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Will Sargentson, what's happening? Shout out to, let's see, Slim Reaper, what's happening? Jamie Vasquez with the Lick Reed. Shout out to, let's see, man, what else we got? We got my man. Shout out to them boys over there, UGC Flame. Shout out to them boys over there, UGC Flame. Shout out to BDA Boxing as well. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing as well. Shout out to Slim Reaper. What's happening? Shout out to let's see, Paul Evans and salute to Ava as well. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Thomas Jones. Shout out to James Brown. What's happening, fam? Shout out to, let's see, Big Man with the Lick Reed. Shout out to Isaiah B. What's going on? Shout out to Joey Chaz. Shout out to Knockdown 305. What's happening, bro? Ghetto Love in the building. Shout out to Jorge Herrera. What's happening? Shout out to Eva Green. What's going on, fam? Johnny Cass. What's going on, my brother? Johnny Cass with the Lick Reed, fam. Ali Muhammad. What's happening? Shout out to Rob Rib Shows. Rider of the Storm. Shout out to King Cobra. Antonio, what's going on? Antonio Hernandez. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Shout out to Tupac 13. What's going on, man? Tupac is alive. Shout out to Andy C. Shout out to my brother Diallo Huggy, aka Huggy Bear. Aka Return of the Mac. Shout out to let's see, who else we got? Thomas Jones in the building. Shout out to who else we have in the building? Peter Reeves, what's going on? Shout out to LaRon, 9817. Let's see, man. What else we got? What else we got in the building, man? What the Lick Reed, man? Let's see. Toby Bartlett, what's happening? ADD with the Lick Reed. G Funky in the building. G Funky, what's going on, fam? He said Rick is always fun to interview. I had him on a few times. Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out to Drew. Thanks for that super chat, fam. Shout out to Danny. What's going on, fam? Rider of the Storm. What the Lick Reed? Let's see. Larry Baldwin. What's going on, bro? Shout out to my brother. Oh yeah, my main man Ron Boy Fresh, man. Y'all got to follow my brother on Twitter, man. Ron Boy Fresh, fun in the mug, man. Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh, man. For dropping that $2, bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, "Wait, man, Coach, Block Boys Entertainment, Slim. Yeah. We been blocked. We've been blocked, man. I think the boys over there in the PVC, man, they don't like us that much, man. They don't like us over there on that other side, man. That's why we say fuck the other side. Shout out to Alex Corona. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to who else we have in the building? Charlo, my brother Charlo. What's going on, fam? Shout out to, let's see. I think we got everybody. Shout out to I see June. I don't know. Shout out to the Queen Lady Shan. Shout out to who else we have in the building. Shout out to Drew. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. We have over 100 people watching and we have less than 100 likes. This is ridiculous, man. Drew, shout out to you, fam.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to Drew for dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy. He said, get the likes up, y'all. Yes, sir. Get the likes up. Shout out to, let's see, Mad Dog H. Shout out to Pelion. Let's see, you know how we do it. We have to greet everybody before the show starts. Shout out to It's Cold in the Winter. I think we got everybody. I think we have everybody. Yuli X Games, what's happening? Mad Dog H. I think that's it. Shout out to Opender. Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to I guess you say Blow Sport. Blow Sport podcast in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Ralph Reacts. Graham Tizaler. Shout out to my brother Halim from the UK. Let's see. Shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe? Really though, certified pimp like a gigolo, bam bam bigelow, Busta Rhymes with the Dillio. Let's see. Shout out to NDC. Shout out to Dash Oliver. Dash, what's going on, my brother? Wendell Jackson with the Lick Reed. Let's see. Jawan Lopez, what's happening, man? Oh, Juan Lopez. Sorry about that, fam. Juan Lopez in the building. Let's see. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Killy Boxing. What's happening, bro? Shout out to Bourbon. Bourbon One, I guess that's your name. All Access Elite Boxing. What's going on from Texas in the building? H, yes, sir. Texas in the building. Now let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. Now, how this going to go? Rick's going to be on for like an hour. We're going to talk to him, interview him for like an hour. Ask him some questions. He's going to get directly to it. He's a no nonsense type guy. We're going to ask him quite a few questions. I have my list of questions written down. I won't be acknowledging any super chats. If anybody drop any super chats, I won't be acknowledging it while on the show. Well, you know what? I will acknowledge it, but I won't interrupt the show. You know what I mean? I just show it on the screen, and we're going to show a picture of Rick. And the Rick, I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like. And when he calls in, we're going to talk. So anytime he's talking, you're going to see his picture. You know what I mean? To show that he's talking, okay? Other than that, that's it. This is Rick calling in right now. Rick, what's happening, man? All right, let me go ahead and tune you into the show right now. Bear with me one moment. Let me get Rick tuned into the show right now. Rick Glaser, are you there, my brother?
Good, Coach. How you doing?
I'm doing good. As a matter of fact, we have the legendary man. We have the legendary Rick Glaser in the building. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give Rick a round of applause. Rick, right now it's going to get pretty crowded over here. Right now we have a little under 200 people listening. There's going to be a lot more rolling in as time goes on. I can promise you that. And we have a list of questions, man. But before we get into it, let everyone know who may not know who you are. Let them know who you are.
I'm an international agent, broker, and consultant in the professional boxing business since 1991. Next month, January, it'll be 31 years full time. This is the only thing I do. Being on podcasts, Twitter, Facebook, and social media in general is my hobby. Boxing is my livelihood, and I tend to give back to people that nobody asks. You know, there's nobody to answer the hard questions on social media. You know, I answer all those hard questions. I welcome those things because there's no such thing as a boxing fan. I call them boxing enthusiasts because they pay to watch. You're paying for Showtime. You're paying for ESPN Plus. You're paying for pay-per-view, and they deserve the title of boxing enthusiast. Now, NFL football is free, so they're NFL fans. There's a difference. And I feel that those people are paying their good hard-earned money. The entertainment dollars are going towards boxing, but nobody answers any questions. And I took it upon myself in 2009 to go on Facebook, and then eventually go on Twitter and podcasts and stuff and answer all the hard questions that the journalists are asking, the media types like yourself are asking, the fans in general. I welcome inboxes on Twitter. I post my phone number all the time. You can call me. You can email me. There's a million ways to get a hold of me, and I'll answer every single question that's ever asked. That's how I am. I'm very straightforward. I'm known to be very straightforward. I'm a very forthright, earnest guy, and that's how I operate. So how I've been able to stay in boxing for what will be 31 years next month full time, because people do trust me worldwide. I'm known throughout the world. As Don King says, there's not a place I don't go to around the world that people don't ask me if I know Rick Glaser or do I do business with Rick Glaser. And this has been going on for many years, and that's just the way it is. I am what I am.
All right, Rick. All right. So I think everyone has a full understanding of exactly who you are in the game. So so let's get into it. So who are some of the people in networks that you might have worked with throughout the years? You've been in it 31 years, right? So who are some of the people in networks that you when Lou DiBella was at HBO and after I dealt with him a little bit.
I've dealt with them all. Bob Yalen was at ESPN. I dealt with him at one time or another. You deal with all of them. But the problem is those jobs come and go so fast. So what happens is a guy's in place and all of a sudden his contract's over in 4 or 5 years, 3 years, and he's gone. So it's always like a rotating door.
Can you
But
be
most of my business is 70% of my business is international. Here's why. People in the United States don't need me. They all know each other. So what that means is Bob Arum knows Al Heyman. This guy knows this guy, but they might not know a promoter in Thailand who has a featherweight that's in the top 10 in the world. And let's say somebody has a featherweight world champion in the United States or Mexico, let's say for hands there, or Europe, and they'll call me, hey, you got a top 10 featherweight that can fight such and such. You know any more top featherweights? Yeah, I got this guy in Thailand. I got this guy in Indonesia, wherever. And then I broker a deal, but they don't need me to call. Al Heyman don't need me, or Bob Arum don't need me to call. Those guys all know each other. So I'm like the in-between guy for the people that they don't know or the fighters they don't know of.
All right, I understand. So what type of relationship, if any, do you have with Leonard Ellerbe? I noticed that you guys have been going back and forth on Twitter. So what kind of relationship, if any, did you have with him?
I actually like Leonard. We've always been friendly towards each other, but he has gotten so far off the tracks in recent years, and especially recently in the last, year and a half to 2 years.
Why is
since
that?
I've been on Twitter. I don't know, but he's been very defensive. I know he lies a lot and he fabricates. He does tell the truth occasionally, but like I said, it's occasionally. Mm-hmm. And he fabricates things. He twists things. He's like a hustler type on Twitter.
Right.
He's always trying to sell, he contradicts himself so much, we do this amount of buys. We're the star. Nobody's going to tell us who our guy's going to fight. We don't need to fight him. Josh Taylor's not as big as Tank. Please, they got to stop with this. Josh Taylor's got ESPN over here. He just signed a deal. Arum just signed a deal with what's the network? Sky TV over there.
In the UK.
He's worldwide. He's worldwide. His fights are shown in the Middle East. His fights are shown literally all over the world. Tank's fight not shown anywhere except basically in the United States.
All right, so I don't mean to interrupt you. So basically, you really don't have an issue with Leonard Ellerbe as well.
Not as a person. Not as a person. Not as a person. But
nothing personal.
But I'm not into fabrications and lies and twists and turns to everything he says. I mean, everything he says has got a twist, a turn, a lie, fabrication. He does tell the truth occasionally, but it's very infrequently.
All right. So how did you find out about the Tank Davis versus Issac Cruz pay-per-view numbers? I want to know that. How did you find that out?
Since 2000, I believe it was 2004, when Gaddy fought Floyd. I developed a contact because I'm an expert witness in many, many boxing-related lawsuits. Matter of fact, I'm an expert witness in 5 this year alone that I was. But I've been an expert, so I know a lot of attorneys with TV and with boxing and stuff. And an attorney in California, and it turned out that we had a mutual friend. He introduced me to him. He's an attorney in the TV industry. Very little movie part, but mostly TV. And this is what he does full time. He's a lawyer in the TV industry. He represents all kinds of corporations, individuals, and that's what he does. And he gets all the pay-per-view numbers, like every one of them. He gets all the ratings, period. He gets pay-per-view numbers. He gets everything. His pay-per-view numbers are now up to snuff, where they include not only home cable, not only the satellite, but they also include all the digital, which is the streaming online numbers. It's a totally encompassed one number now.
Do anyone know who this attorney is? Like people in the business, like Stephen Espinosa or
no, I don't. You're asking me who somebody else knows, so I don't know who somebody else knows. Okay. But he's not in the boxing business; he's solely in the TV business. So probably Leonard would not know him. Stephen Espinosa may. I don't know that because listen. I don't talk to Stephen Espinosa, so I don't know.
Okay.
We've had our run-ins over the years. When I called him out on the Floyd, I caught him lying on the Floyd and I think Birdo numbers, and back then when he was with Showtime, and I believe it was, I'm not really sure, where he lied by an astronomical amount of money, and I called him out on it, and I reminded him I was back on Twitter then I got suddenly hacked into shortly thereafter. But make a long story short, I called him out publicly on the numbers, and that there was a complete lie and fabrication. I reminded him of something, that if a corporation lies publicly by 20% of anything, okay, or more, it's called corporate fraud.
Okay.
Okay, as a form of corporate fraud. Now, I'm not saying he did it with bad intent to defraud anybody, but he did it, period. Okay, so then as soon as I said that, of course, he took down that tweet and, blah, 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 and everything else. And then very shortly after that, I got mysteriously blocked. So you're not blocked, hacked into, I should say. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay.
So in the meantime, here's where you stand today. So the guy who I get the numbers from, the attorney, he's an LA-based attorney. His numbers have been absolutely spot on since 2004, to the point that Don King and Bob Arum's office, people in the office, some of the executives have called me and said to me, "Oh my God, where'd you get that number you put out? It's right on, blah, 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 and everything else." But just to let you know, also, there's something else. I do projections. I have done projections for many promoters over the years on pre-fight buy rate. So when I hear a fight's announced, depending on what night it is and what the exact undercard is going to be, because it does count what the undercard is, if it's a weak or strong undercard, I can hit the pay-per-view number within 5%.
How was that?
I just have a good feel for it.
Okay.
I have an excellent feel for it. It's just, the fighters, what the public will bear. I also have a system on Facebook that I inbox 1,000 people, and I'm sorry, I shouldn't say 1,000. Let me start at the beginning. I missed that. I do a sample of 100 if they're going to buy the pay-per-view. If it's iffy, like they're 50-50, then I go up to 500. Then I have a list up to 1,000 people that are potential pay-per-view people that are diehard boxing fans. Because if diehards are not going to buy it, the general public's not going to buy it. Unless it's Jake Paul. That's been an exception because of his notoriety on social media. So that's been an exception to the rule.
Okay. So some would say that, these are to your detractors and even detractors of the show. Some would say that you're hating on Showtime and Mayweather Promotions, and this is the reason why you may be lying about the Davis Cruz pay-per-view numbers. What do you have to say about that?
I think my numbers since let's say the last 17 years have been spot on, and where I've been complimented by the likes of, personally, by Don King and executives at Top Rank, and even Oscar De La Hoya himself, saying that, wow, your numbers are spot on, blah, 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 things like that. So people can say what they want. The proof's in the pudding.
Okay.
I've been doing it for 17 years. How wrong can I be?
Okay.
I mean, if you go to the 125 people that I follow on, that I personally follow on Twitter, if you look, they're all following back. Okay. Every one of them. Okay. Most of them are the stalwarts of our business. Oscar De La Hoya follows me. Bruce, Hall of Fame matchmaker Bruce Trampler follows me. All the executives follow me. Gordon Hall from Showtime, the counterpart to Stephen Espinosa, he follows me. Everybody's following me. So there has to be truth to what I'm saying, or they wouldn't be following. If I was a clown, they wouldn't be following me, would they?
No, sir, you're right about that. You spot on that. Rick, what from what you've learned from the numbers, the pay-per-view numbers of Tank Davis and Issac Cruz, what numbers exactly did they do? Like a guesstimation from what you found out.
52,000.
52,000. They did 52,000 pay-per-view buys. Damn.
Yeah. Now, what bothered me about the whole thing is Leonard didn't put out the pay-per-view numbers because he never did. I was waiting for him to lie, but he knew I was ready to pounce. The reason why, because leading up to the fight, when it was first announced, when Rolly was in the fight, even okay, Rolly Romero, then he was pulled out for sexual misgivings or every what you want, possible sexual misgivings.
Mm-hmm.
I had said, "What are you doing? Publicly. What are you doing? But what are these people doing going up against NFL football on a Sunday night in America? Who's going to pay?" I didn't buy it. I mean, I buy almost every pay-per-view. I don't buy Jake Paul pay-per-view, but I buy almost every pay-per-view. I didn't buy it. Why would I spend $75 for that when I can watch NFL football for free with Patrick Mahomes, with the Kansas City Chiefs? I mean, it didn't stand to reason. All he had to do was come forward and say, it's not Tank's lack of popularity. Floyd and I, made a mistake and attempted to go up against NFL football, and we realized you can't do that in America. Okay, it's not Tank's, and took the blame themselves. But they tried to not put out a number. Then they tried to make me look like a liar. And I told Leonard, I said, Leonard, I'm going to put long pants on you in the middle of the summer and short pants on you in the middle of the winter. I warned him. How much more warning do you want? And all he did is, I kept begging him, come clean. He wouldn't do it. I even told him what to say. I even put a text out to him, on their cell phone. I said, Leonard, come clean. That's all you got to do. Take the heat. Don't blame. Don't lie about the number. Don't say I'm a liar when I'm not. Okay. Don't come up with all this shit. It's not lack of Tank's popularity. Tank is popular. He's got a cultural following. I get it. But you're not going to get it. You're not going to do numbers going up against NFL football. It doesn't work. Now, the next thing that PBC is doing, okay, because anything that Mayweather's doing is PBC. The next thing now on January 1st, Super Bowl day, there, not Super Bowl. I don't mean the Super Bowl NFL, but the big bowl day, 6 games on college football games, and that they got to pay you for on a fight. Or who cares? Luis Ortiz and Charles Martin. Luis Ortiz he'll be 52 years old in what, February or March. They lied 10 years about his age. And Charles Martin don't have a fan. Whoever raised their hand said, I'm a Charles Martin fan. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. So now they're going they're only going to $39.95. But it's not pay-per-view. It's not a pay-per-view fight. It's not a pay-per-view Boxing Day. Okay, it's a great idea for them to go on regular Fox on Christmas Day night. Okay, Christmas Day night that's a great idea. Regular free TV. Everybody's going to be home or in front of a TV set because there's nothing else to do. Okay, basically. Okay, and I get that. That's a great idea, but that's free. Now you're asking people to pay against the best college football games in the land, in a country that's college football crazy, just like we're football crazy, period, in this country. And in the meantime, they don't learn their lesson. The only difference is this Tanks with Showtime. Now this is Fox. They got a little better shot at doing better numbers on Fox because it's only $39.95, and because Fox gets better exposure than Showtime does. Okay, they've got a natural offshoot with the FS1, FS2, and the regular Fox programming leading up to the fight. I get that, but they're still. Why would you go pay-per-view? It's not a pay-per-view fight. It's a regular Fox fight. Okay, you give the fighters a total of $2 million between them, and you do a $500,000 undercard, and you got a whole show on Fox. It's wonderful. What are they trying to do? I mean, everything they do lately is they try to put everything on pay-per-view.
I'm going to get to that. We're going to get to that because that's going to lead to a question I have for you later on. But can you confirm the Canelo pay-per-view numbers did 800,000 against Caleb Plant?
No, but they didn't lie by that much. That wasn't a lie by that much. That was 747 was the number that I got. It could have been as low as 722, but I believe it settled in at 747. I'm almost positive. As low as 722.
Okay, all right. So Canelo pretty much did 800,000. Now, Showtime in the past, Rick, as we all know, they have been known to release pay-per-view numbers of Floyd Mayweather, any top pay-per-view fight, Jake Paul. In the past, they have been known to release the numbers of these fights, as well as sometimes the fight purses. Do you know I have a reason why? And I think you already answered it already. Why Leonard Ellerbe or Showtime are now so hush-hush about the Tank Davis Cruz numbers?
They're tanking. Because the tank numbers are tanking. That's why. But what they should have done is they shouldn't have blamed it on. Like I said, they shouldn't have blamed it. It wasn't because of Tank's lack of popularity. And I tried to tell I'm not putting Tank down. It's not Tank's fault. It's your Floyd and Al Heyman's and Stephen Espinosa's fault. Because you guys went against NFL football on a Sunday night. You can't get mad at the fighter for that. You guys lack of common sense and what I call reasonableness. Okay, no, it's being reasonable about it. It's my own made up word. But the truth of the matter is, why make the fighter look bad? Take the blame yourself. Take the hit. Okay, I only have one thing to say to end that part of the conversation. If you would have put Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather up against NFL football, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, instead of doing 3.4 million, whatever it would have did, you can cut it in half. Okay, there you go. There's your answer.
Okay, Rick, what do you think about Bob Arum, Al Heyman, and Eddie Hearn as promoters / advisors as it relates to the business of boxing?
Well, the only one that's a / advisor is Al Heyman. The other guys are pure promoters.
Okay.
What do I think? Okay, well, if they were automobiles, okay, Bob Arum would be the Rolls Royce. Okay, Eddie Hearn would be the Ferrari, and Al Heyman would be a cross between a Kia and a Hyundai.
A Kia and a Hyundai. Why would you say that?
Because he's third rate compared to those guys. His fights pull in and out way too much. He switches dates, switches places. It's too much organized confusion. Just everything. This is how unorganized they were. Right during the COVID, because of the COVID protocol, they had to bring an outside guy in. Ron Katz from he lives in Long Island, outside New York City, just to do the medicals because they were so confused and so screwed up in that department. They had to hire an outside guy from another promoter who he quit his job. He's now what I call the CMO of PBC, which is Chief Medical Officer. He's not a doctor, but he admitted he gets all the tests together for all the fighters. They're organized confusion. You go to the fights, and you're involved, there's not. They tell you getting 3 rooms, you get 2. They don't even have reservations for some of the people. I mean, it's just organized, and I don't know what it is. It's a funny thing because the regular promoter of the PBC fights, who they dwell out the work to, Tom Brown, is a very talented guy and a very sharp guy and a real good boxing guy and a no-nonsense kind of guy. So I don't know. I can't blame it on him. It's other people along the food chain there that are screwing things up. But I hear nothing but complaints. I'll tell you what just happened this past week. So I'm working with Freeway Rick Ross about getting his boxing off the ground. He had 2 fighters before I met him. He just signed 2 fighters this past week, and I'm getting him off the ground slowly but surely. But the word got out there about him getting into the boxing business and representing fighters. He got a slew of phone calls, okay, and all kinds of contact messages on Instagram and Twitter and all kinds of stuff about Rick advising guys. Every one of them is with PBC. Now PBC's got 250 fighters, 275 fighters under contract. Everybody says thank you, Al Heyman. You know, on TV, you know who those people are? Those are the ones that are getting the big money on TV. Those aren't the disgruntled fighters that aren't getting any work, that fight once a year or once every 2 years. Okay, that he's got locked down under contract that he's not using unless he needs them. Okay, so you're seeing a very small percentage of the fighters saying Al Heyman, thank you, thanks to Al Heyman. Why? Because those are the ones that are on TV making the big bucks. All the disgruntled fighters you never see because they ain't fighting. They all have contracts that say they're not allowed to say anything negative about Al Heyman publicly, blah, blah, blah. If not, they can get sued. And they're all frightened. Here's reality. Reality is they're not all that's cranked up to be. Yeah, there's 30 happy fighters, maybe 35. Well, let's talk about the 220 to 235, 40 fighters that are disgruntled that's under contract to them. There's plenty of those.
30 fighters. I think you're being very generous.
Okay.
Okay. But
Heyman probably has 300 fighters. I'm using, figures off the top of my head, so, I get that.
No. I'm saying you might be very generous of the people who might be happy. I don't know about 35. I'm thinking it may be less than that, but that's what I mean by that.
Well, we know Broner's not happy.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you want to know why Broner's not happy?
Go ahead.
Okay. So here's what's going on with Broner. He just fought on Showtime not too long ago. It's been a while now. I think at the beginning of the year, maybe January or February, right?
Right.
Okay. So he says, Al says, I'll get you a win, but you got to fight cheap. You can't get a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money on the show. So he fights cheap to get the win. Now he wants $4 or $5 million for his next fight. 3.5, 4 million, whatever. He prices himself out. So now he's sitting because he can't get the money because Al Heyman told him, fight cheap now and I'll get you a lot of money in your next fight. There's no lot of money for Adrian Broner anymore. But this is how he got him to fight cheap the last time. See what I'm saying?
Right,
so now he's complaining because there's no fight for him because he wants 3, 4, 5 million for a fight.
And the money is not there.
That doesn't exist.
All right, Rick, there's a belief amongst certain boxing fans on YouTube and on social media, fans of the PBC, that fighters at the PBC make millions of dollars on the back end from their pay-per-view fights. Can you please explain to the audience, what does back end money mean? That's one question. That's a two-part question. And how much does a PBC fighter get on the back end once the networks recoup their money?
Okay. Well, that's a very complex answer because there's multiple different answers to that question. But let me go on for start. Let's go with regular Showtime and regular Fox. Okay. There's no back end money. That's all BS. Okay. What it is they may owe child support. They owe if it's a world title fight, they owe 3% of the sanctioning fees. Okay, if they're fighters from overseas, let's just say, and they're living in the United States, they have to pay a 30% foreigners entertainment tax. So what they do is they chafe the purse down. So what they do is they, instead of the fight being, let's say $1 million, let's use $1 million, they put $300,000 on the contract, so they only have to pay $9,000 to any organization. Okay, so because it's 3%, so that's times 3, that's 9,000, and instead of paying 30,000, so they're basically beating the system there at 21,000.
Okay.
Now, if they're a foreign fighter, they got to pay 30% tax on 700. Now they're only paying 30% tax on the 300, which is 90,000.
Okay.
So now they're beating the government at 210,000. So there's no back end money. It's that they're beating everybody out of something is what they're doing.
Okay, they're
Okay,
shifting it around. I see exactly what you're saying.
they're shifting the money around from a contract form to a wire transfer. So if at the night of the fight, the fighter's going to get 300. He gets 9,000. He gets 9,000 taken out from the winning call. He gets 30% taken out from the taxes. He ends up with a little over 200,000. Then he's got to pay his people. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm sorry. I said that wrong. His people comes after the dying. His people come off the top. Then they go off the bottom line. Okay. But that's how it works. Then they get the 700,000 wired to them overseas, so then they beat the tax system. Okay, that's how they're doing it. Okay, there's no back end money now, and they do the same thing on the pay-per-view. Okay, but some of the star fighters have a thing that, let's just say, the break-even point on a pay-per-view is 400,000 homes. So let's take the 400,000 figure, and it does, let's say, 500,000 homes. They're entitled to $8 for every pay-per-view home. If you're the star fighter, if you're the B side of a pay-per-view, let's say you're entitled to like $3 to $4. Okay, yeah, okay, that's money. But in the meantime, that's what they're talking about back end. There's no millions of dollars on back end. They're talking ridiculous, and they do it to defraud the government, and they do it to defraud the organizations. Okay, and that's why they're doing it.
Oh, Rick, thank you so much for breaking that down. I had no idea that's because on YouTube, you have a lot of fanagers on YouTube. You have a lot of dedicated.
Everybody on Twitter, and it seems to be somebody's accountant, somebody's personal advisor. I know the guy. I went out for a pizza with him. I went out for a burrito with him. Here's the truth of the matter: is I'm in the business. It'll be 31 years. I know what all the reasons are. I get paid to make deals. I get paid to render advice. Okay, just like an attorney gets paid to render advice. I know my business. Nobody's ever accused me of stupidity. Okay. There you go.
All right, Rick. Why do you think the PBC currently right now puts most of their fights on pay-per-view when 90% of these fights at best should be just on regular cable?
Well, that's a question that many others besides myself, including myself, have talked about, and we've discussed it, and everybody just feels that Al Heyman's grasping at straws, like there's going to be like an overnight windfall all of a sudden. Now, he may be right, okay, eventually. I'll tell you why. But it hasn't come to pass yet. It is because with this nationally legalized gambling now, federally legalized gambling, and where you can gamble in most places right off your cell phone now, and they're legalizing it from state to state. The pay-per-view numbers and the TV numbers are going to go up drastically up. That's why so many people are now in boxing, are getting the boxing. It's been the Zone, it's been ESPN, it's been all these networks all of a sudden have boxing that never had boxing before. Triller got involved. It's because of all the advertising from the DraftKings and all this kind of stuff, and all the potential viewers and the sponsorships they're going to be able to bring in. So Heyman is on to something, but I think he's 2 to 3 years down the road. I'm sorry, 2 to 3 years in front of himself by attempting to do this now. I really believe the pay-per-view numbers are going to go up again. I'm not going to say it's going to be traditional pay-per-view on TV. It could be pay-per-view on streaming. Okay, like Aaron did with Porter and Crawford, because don't forget, the guy who's watching it on his cell phone or off his cell phone can also bet on his cell phone simultaneously at the same time. And the guy who's using a cell phone to watch boxing has the mental capacity to bet online too at the same time if he's watching the thing. Now, the traditional guy sitting at home may not have that mental capacity. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Thank you,
Exactly
sir.
what you're saying. What is your definition of a cash cow? We hear this word a lot from Leonard Ellerbe. You know, Tank Davis is a pay-per-view star. He's a cash cow, and we hear other channels out there on social media saying this fighter is a cash cow, that fighter is a cash cow. From your experience, what is the definition of a cash cow and pay-per-view star in the sport of boxing? And can you please give me some examples?
I would say right now, the only two cash cows in the business that I can think of off the top of my head that would be a pay-per-view cash cow would be Canelo and Jake Paul. I don't think of anybody else as a pay-per-view cash cow.
What about Tank Davis and Errol Spence? Some say they are cash cows.
No, they're not. Those are not cash cows.
Why do you say that?
Because a cash cow is something that transcends boxing, where it's to the general public. And my sister knows Canelo. My sister knows Jake Paul. She doesn't know Tank Davis and Earl Spence. Okay, and I can say that about my two nephews too, who like boxing, where they know of Earl Spence. Okay, they don't. Okay, of Tank Davis. But, you know, it doesn't, when boxing comes to their mind, they don't think of Earl Spence and Tank Davis. They think of Canelo and Jake Paul. So I think that's a pretty good answer.
That's a great answer. Where do you see boxing going at in the future from a business standpoint in America? We know that boxing is a global sport, but just, you know, trying to project and see, you know, you've been in it a long time. Where do you see it going at?
I think with legalized gambling, okay, federally legalized gambling, which is already passed, it's going to get bigger and bigger, number one. Number two is we're going to have more foreign fighters fighting in America than ever before and less Americans. I see that happening now as we speak. And I also think that we're going to need multiple language interpreters for every show. I think we're going to need, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Spanish, Russian, Ukrainian, all the different languages around the world. I wouldn't be surprised in the near future if we had 8 different, if you had 12 fighters on a show, if we had 8 different interpreters there. And I think that that's going to be 2, 3, 4 more years down the road. I think that's going to happen.
Okay.
I really see that happening. We have less and less, just like in baseball, we have less African American baseball players than ever. Only 7.8% of baseball players in Major League Baseball African American this past year. So that's not a very good percentage.
In the UK, I forgot about these. I know you talked about Jake Paul being the cash cow and Canelo Alvarez here in America. In the UK, who would you consider the cash cow over there from a number standpoint? Pay-per-views, venues, stuff like that.
Well, obviously it would be Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. I would say, let's see, I'm trying to think who else off the top of my head would be a cat.
Why would you consider Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury are cash cows in the UK? What is that?
Because they just are, just the way it is. They're whether they're on the pay-per-view over there, they're on regular Sky TV or BT Sports or whatever. They do tremendous numbers.
Okay.
Big numbers. I mean, you can't pay Tyson Fury $38.5 million for show just based on American pay-per-view sales. Don't get me wrong. You got the site, you got the UK, you got other foreign TV, you got sponsors that come to the table because he's involved. You know. Okay. That's how you pay the type of numbers that these guys are making.
How do fighters get ranked in the ranking system with the sanctioning bodies? I've heard a lot of different things. Fighters, how do they get ranked?
There's multiple ways. First of all, there's the old thing. What I do, I call up the president of the organization or the ratings chairman, and I know him on a first name basis. Hey, I'm working with such and such. He's 17-0. He just beat a guy that was 18-4. Would you put him in your top 12 or top 15, whatever they got? Some of the organizations are top 15, some of them are top 12, whatever. And, I said, let me send you a letter to that effect. I sent him the box rec with it and all that kind of stuff. And then I push every time he fights. I give him a call and say, hey, he fought and this guy lost. Can you move him up? That's one way to do it.
Okay.
The other way to do it is if you're the big guys like the Arams, the Kings, the Heymans, you have relationships with those organizations. When you just call them up, say, hey, I just signed this fighter, put them in the rankings. And sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But, they basically listen. Okay. They at least listen, and most of the time they do. Okay. The other way to get in is that you win a big fight. So let's say you're 18-0, you're unranked, and you beat a guy that's ranked in the top 10 or 12, you're going in. Okay. It don't matter who you're with. Okay. It doesn't matter. You're going in.
Okay.
So that's how it works.
So basically these rankings can be manipulated by promoters, managers, or advisors.
Of course.
Would you say that?
Well, of course. There's not even a question, but they're not manipulated in the sense that anybody's doing anything illegal anymore. They were at one time. Bobby Lee got caught in the late 90s. And that was with the IBF. He got thrown out. He got thrown out of the organization. He got convicted. I don't know if he pled guilty or at trial. I don't remember. But it's been very clean since. But let me tell you what does happen. So everybody says Bob Arum is Wheeze Bob's organization, WBO Wheeze Bob's organization. All these nicknames and all these innuendos. The reason why that guy like Arum has more pull with the WBO is because he puts out a lot of WBO fights and of their intercontinental fights, a lot of their eliminators, and a promoter is going to curry favor with a promoter's going to curry favor with that organization if he's giving them a lot of business, because that's how they make money, that 3%. Okay, so that stands to reason. You don't have to pay anybody off. You just got to give them business. That's all there is to it. I want my guy to fight for the WBC title. Okay, then you say to the guy, he says, okay, you've done 4 WBC fights in the last year. Okay, we'll move them up for you.
Okay,
that's how it's done. I get it. It's part of life. It's politics. It's part of life.
In the welterweight division, we have Errol Spence. It's been announced that he's going to fight Ugas. Now, previously,
Errol Spence. Wait, he's the king of the Earl sexuals.
Yeah. But hold on. But I want to ask you a serious question. He's going to fight Ugas. Now, in the beginning, it was Ugas was going to fight Stenionis in this tournament, and that was it. Now we're hearing that the guy Stenionis, he's just turned down. He had an opportunity to fight for a WBA title. He decided to just what they call step aside.
He didn't just decide to step aside. There's money being, he's paid off, legally paid off to step aside. They all made a deal. That's all. And the WBA has accepted that.
So Stenionis was paid. We're not going to say who he was paid by.
No. It's all legal. You're not talking about anything illegal here.
Okay.
He has that right.
Who paid him off?
Let me just explain. You cannot legally force somebody to get hit in the head by a particular party.
Okay.
It doesn't work like that. If he didn't want to fight him, they'll step aside for those guys that fight in the bigger side in the best interest of professional boxing, and they're going to give him $1 million to take a seat for a little while, or $1.5 million. That's what he did. That's simple.
All right, well, that's great. I mean, that's good. Then I'm glad you explained that, because I don't like to assume anything.
Right.
As it relates to a young fighter that's coming up in the sport of boxing right now, explain to me, what would you advise a fighter to make, who to make a part of his team, so to speak? Like, if you're coming in the game, what do you need? You need a manager, you need a good promoter, you need, explain to me, what would you advise a young fighter coming in the game as it relates to building his team for his career?
You got to start out with a great trainer to start with, a very, very good trainer to start with. That's the start, because you don't get to be a good fighter without a good trainer, because none of the big guys will pick you up the qualified managers, advisors, and promoters will pick you up unless you're already a good fighter. So you need a good trainer to start with. Okay.
Okay.
The next thing is you go out and pick out a manager or an advisor to guide your career. At that point in time, a manager or advisor will determine whether he wants to keep you independent and has enough juice to move you around on his own, or he'll sign you up with one of the major outlets, which would be Top Rank, which is ESPN, all Disney platform, all the Disney platforms. Whether it's Al Heyman with the Fox and Showtime deal, or it's with Golden Boy in the Zone, or Eddie Hearn in the Zone, or whatever the situation may be. So, one thing leads to the next. So you got to have to start out with a good trainer, so you're a good fighter. Then somebody will pick you up, either an advisor, or a manager, or an agent, and then they'll determine if they can handle you on their own or they want to. If not, they can bring you to a promoter, but the promoter would come last after everybody else.
Okay. So, all right. So that's pretty much what they would need. You hear a lot of also on social media. I want to address these things about a lot of these promoters and managers online. They like to talk about fighters' fight purses, and this fighter's supposed to get 60% because he's doing the heavy lifting, and one guy's big fish and another guy, he doesn't do numbers. As it relates to, do you think that we would ever see a Crawford versus Errol Spence fight? And if so, why? And if not, why not?
I wants no part of Terrence Crawford. Period. First of all, he has said some pronounced statements over the years. The first statement was when he was going to go fight Horn. He said when Crawford was going to fight Horn, Spence publicly said, "Oh, we'll let him go get a belt with Horn." And he said, "Then we'll fight." Okay. Well, that came to pass. The next statement was, he's on the wrong side of the street.
Yeah.
Well, could you imagine Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, or Sugar Ray Leonard, or Marvin Hagler saying somebody else was on the wrong side of the street, or Roberto Duran? Okay. That was the second excuse. Okay. Now, the third one was, I'm waiting for him to leave Aram. He's going to be leaving Aram. His contract's up and then okay, his contract is up. The telltale sign was after one of the fights. I believe it was the Garcia fight. I thought it was the Porter fight, but I guess it was one of the Garcia fights. I don't know, Danny or Mikey. Jim Gray was in the ring, post-fight interview, and he said, "What about Terrence Crawford?" Well, I don't know about that. I'm going to go down to my ranch and play with my horses and my chickens.
That was Danny Garcia.
Okay. There you go. These are telling signs. Okay. If you would have said that to Marvelous Marvin Hagler or Tommy Hearns, I want to tear off heads and shit in his neck. I want him next. Where is he? He'd be pointing to Aram in the ring. Bob, I want Crawford next. You never heard that come out of anybody. The guy wants to go play at his ranch with horses and chickens. What kind of telltale sign is that to the world? Everybody's heard it. They were listening. Okay? These Earl sexuals have to stop. Okay? They got to stop. Listen, before the car accident, forget about the eye incident recently. Let's go back to, okay, if they would have fought, it would have been a 50-50 fight. I would have favored Crawford because he can switch hit and because he's a little more agile, okay, and pivots better, all that stuff. Post the car accident, I think Crawford mops the floor with him. Now, post the eye surgery and more layoffs and a struggle to make weight when Crawford makes weight easy at 47, I think it's a massacre. And believe me, if I was handling Spence, if I was his advisor, I would not even allow him in the same building simultaneously, let alone the same boxing ring with Crawford. Okay, because He doesn't win. Crawford, listen, Earl Spence was in total disgust. You could see it in his eyes when Crawford knocked out Porter. There's a guy that he struggled with. He won a split decision. I believe it was a split decision. I want to jump. Maybe it was a majority, but it was a close goddamn fight. Okay, that was separated only by the knockout.
That was it was a split decision, I think.
There you go. Yeah. And he barely got by him. And here's a guy that weathered an early storm. Crawford did, and ground him down and stopped him dead in his tracks in round 10. Okay. There's reasons for this. He got up disgusted. You looked at the eyes like he saw a ghost. Okay, the game's over. Earl's not what he was. He was a great fighter. That was then. This is now. He's been through a car accident. He's been through eye surgery. He's had inactivities. He can barely make the weight. He can't pivot. I saw it in his last fight when he fought the last fight. Who did he fight the last fight?
That was
Danny Garcia. Yeah, his pivots were slow. Okay, he doesn't pivot. His legs aren't as good anymore. Okay, he's not the same guy. Before the car accident, it would have been dead even. Now, Crawford beats him easy.
Are there, to your knowledge, are there any fighters at the PBC their own bosses? We hear this a lot from these aerosexual YouTube channels and these alphabet boy channels. You know, with their own boss.
It's all bullshit. They're all taking orders from Al Heyman. That's why the other side of the street motto and stuff like that. They're all brainwashed by Al Heyman. Okay, it's like a cult following. Al Heyman's got like a cult following, and it's like Jimmy Jones and whatever they call that situation many years ago.
Jim Jones.
Yeah. That's what it's like. I mean, let's face it. I mean, how can you explain a guy giving up his world title? Okay, his WBO world title belt, and he gets knocked out by Danny Jacobs in seconds, whatever his name was. I can't escapes me off the top of my head. He was supposed to fight the Russian guy, and then Andy Lee stepped in and knocked out the Russian. And then that guy the guy who pulled out of the fight, he got knocked out in the first round by Danny Jacobs.
Okay, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Name escapes me. But the point is they're followers. They're not their own bosses. They're just simply lying about it. Okay, they're simply lying about it. The fighters are too interchangeable over there. Okay, at PBC. Okay, nobody really needs that much more than the other. The Carlos, their pay-per-view did really well. Back 2020, it did 77 or 78,000 homes on pay-per-view.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
The twin doubleheader with Charles is 77.
They did 77,000 pay-per-view buys. The twin doubleheader.
I think it was that was 78.
Terrible. In Houston, and they fought in Houston, their own city.
They're not draws. You know,
oh my God.
Heyman overpays these guys. They're not draws. That's why everybody wants to know why that people don't leave PBC for other promoters. They never seem to leave. Well, Heyman's overpaying them when they're not attractions. If they were such great attractions, don't you think that Top Rank or Eddie Hearn would try to scoop the guys up and if they could pay them more? They're getting paid too much.
When you say they get paid too much, are you saying they get paid a lot of guaranteed money, or is that
Yes. And they're keeping them because it's a foundation for Heyman to get TV deals. Because like this year, the Fox deal is on the brink of leaving Fox because they had a 1 year option. Now he needs those fighters to get another TV deal, so he overpays them to stay. So he's got inventory to show the networks, hey, I've got all these fighters under contract. Look. You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying. Who offers contracts and purse splits at the PBC? For some reason, there's this rumor going along on certain YouTube channels that Errol Spence offered Crawford 60-40, 70-30, purse split, take it or leave it. He's his own boss. But does the Errol Spence that you know of, does he offer contracts? Does he write contracts? Is he the one that makes his deals?
Fighters do not offer contracts, and fighters don't offer other fighters contracts. That's all public bullshit stuff that they use as propaganda. any deals are made by Crawford's people and Spence's people dealing with each other. They deal with each other at a lot of other fights. Now, you take, for an example, Al Heyman. Al Heyman has had 23 fights against Bob Arum fighters over the years. His record is 4-19.
4-19.
Okay, 4 wins and 19. 4 wins and 19 losses.
Damn.
Now, do you think? Wait, you think that Al Heyman and Bob Arum have each other's cell phone numbers? Do you think that Bob Arum would have to go to Earl Spence or Earl? I mean, do you think there's any? I mean, do you think Bob Arum and Heyman have each other's phone numbers? Of course they do.
So basically, what you're saying is every time the PBC fighters cross the street, we're just going to use that phrase since Aaron Smith brought it up. So every time a PBC fighter decides to leave the PBC Witness Protection Program and he decides to cross the street, Al Heyman allows him to cross the street. When they fight non-PBC fighters, like over there in Top Rank, they are 4-19. They get their ass beat, basically.
No. You had the right idea, but you said it wrong.
Okay.
When they fight Bob Arum Top Rank fighters, they're 4-19. I don't know about when they go elsewhere. I don't know when they go to Eddie, when they fight with Eddie Hearn or anything. But Bob Arum, actually, Top Rank has a running list in the office of the exact fights.
Okay.
And they're 4-19. Just to let you know.
Oh, okay. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Now we understand the other side of the street. You with the wrong promoter, get a belt, tell your baby mama to call me, make sure you got to pay child support. I have a Lamborghini, you got to buy. Now I get all the obstacles in the moving the goalposts. I get it now. It makes sense now. It makes sense, Rick. Rick, thank you so much.
Let me run this by you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Because, Coach, you are a very intelligent guy. And I only go on people's podcasts that are very intelligent, that are learning quickly about the business of boxing or already know it. So I want to let you know you qualify in that category, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to run this by you. Top Rank is run like corporate America. They have a chairman. His name is Bob Arum. They have a president and CEO. His name is Todd DeBuff. Okay? They have a chief operating officer. His name is Carl Moretti. They have a chief financial officer. It's a woman. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. Okay. They have a director of vice president of boxing operations. They have a in-house legal counsel. They have a person in the office that just does branding. They have a senior PR person, and they have a regular staff of PR people. They're very departmentalized. They have 7 corporate offices over there. You really think that PBC with Al Heyman hiding behind a flip phone very rarely goes to the fight, very rarely seen in public? As a matter of fact, America thinks that Al Heyman is Sam Watson. When they see Sam Watson ring, they think that's Al Heyman. Okay? Al Heyman wishes he was as good looking as Sam Watson. So, in the meantime, what it basically comes down to is that you have a business that's corporately structured, like corporate America, and then you have the PBC. Very few people are on salaries. They all got pieces of fighters that get paid. Al put this. Oh, you need to pay? Okay, I'll put your fighter in. It's more like a clandestine operation than it is corporate America. That's how the business is run. Eddie Hearn runs his business like corporate UK. In other words, everybody's a director. Over there, they have directors. This guy's a director. This guy's a director. So they run their business like we do in a corporate America, but like in the UK. Oscar De La Hoya runs his business like Top Rank. Okay? Only one that doesn't of the big organizations is PBC. That must tell you something, right?
Yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from. The PBC is very mysterious to me. We don't see Al Heyman. I don't know who is a part of the PBC. Are there? Al
Heyman, if you want to compare him to how he operates like the late Carlos Gambino did, that head of the Gambino crime family. He's mysterious. Only talks to very few people very close to him. Doesn't have an email address. Do you want me to continue? I mean, the guy has a flip phone. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I think he got an iPhone. I think he got an iPhone. I think he have an iPhone. I'm
He
pretty
does
sure.
now. Well, he had a flip phone a couple of years ago. I know that. I know somebody that saw him holding it at the fight, and they showed it actually.
Who is what is the PBC? Is it, we hear Al Heyman? Do they have a president? Do they have a CFO? Do they, like, who is it? You know, is it an all black corporation that's
No. I don't think it is. Nobody really knows anything because he's got so many subsidiaries. He's got Al Heyman Development. He's got Heyman Sports. And there might be like one guy working for each company that works for the PBC. Nobody really knows. It's like a vagabond of people. It's like a bunch of misfits under one umbrella.
wow. Very mysterious, very mysterious. Rick, is there anything else you want to talk about, my brother? You know, I know you've been here an hour now, so is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
Well, let's keep going. I'm just getting, I set aside 2 hours for you today.
Okay, let's keep going then. Let's keep going. So, another question I have is this.
Mm-hmm.
As it relates to dealing with promoters, explain to the audience. We have over 600 people watching this show right now. Explain to the people.
I hope it's because your popularity, not because of mine.
Oh yeah. Well, it is what it is. But I want to, as it relates to promoters, like different promotional companies, what would be considered? Because there's a lot of, I want to clear up the rumors. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of narratives being pushed by certain content creators that, the PBC, everybody's millionaires, they're rich, they're wealthy, they living in mansions over there, and Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn, they're stealing from their fighters, they're robbing their fighters, they're taking this and that. They don't have any proof, they don't show proof of it, but they say these things. And I just want to know, like, what is the relationship from what you know of do you know any information? I want you to be as honest as possible if you possibly can. And I don't want anyone saying that you're being biased.
Bob Arum builds up his fighters so well, and they make so much money, they're able to leave them when their contracts are up. What's people talking about? Crawford left him. Miguel, everybody said they leave because they don't want to be with Arum. No, they don't need a promoter anymore. They're so big and they got so much money. They don't need advances. They don't need loans. They don't need anything. They can just leave because they got so much money. Floyd was a different issue. He bought Bob Arum out. Okay. He borrowed $750,000 from Heyman at the time, and bought himself out. Remember, this is 2004. There's a big difference. Yeah, that's like $1.5 million today. And Floyd wasn't that popular at that point. He was just getting going. He had just beaten Gaddy, which is his big breakthrough win on pay-per-view at the time. So he was just getting going. Remember, he turned pro in 2000 in the 1996. We're only talking about 8 years later. Right. He fought up until 5 years ago. So, he was just getting going. Okay. They make so much money with Arum, they can afford to leave. So and Arum, contrary to what these other promoters do, Arum tells them, save your money. Come on, put your money away. He's very fatherly. He may be old enough to be their great grandfather, but he's fatherly.
Right. So, as it relates to, you addressed everything about the cash cows in the sport of boxing, the top guys. I want to know, as it relates to the heavyweight division in America, we have this guy that I really love by the name of Jared Anderson. He's over there with Top Rank, and I don't love him because he's with Top Rank. I just like the guy. He's very talented. We seem like that. Where do you see the heavyweight division going at? Do you think this guy's going to be a future champion, Jared Anderson? He's going to be the face of.
I think unless he's got something wrong with him, like lacking in heart when the going gets rough because he's beating everybody easily, or he's got no chin. We haven't seen that yet. And he sparred with Tyson Fury in that, and he seemed to have a chin. But unless he's got some kind of character flaw or a bad chin, he looks like the next coming. There's no question about that. He looks like he looks like a young Michael Dokes, to be honest with you.
So what about what do you think about Teofimo Lopez now that he he was this leads to another question. We have this argument that's been going on YouTube, and it's been because of Mauricio Suleiman. I've been kind of harsh on him lately, I'm not gonna lie, about Undisputed. Because they created the franchise belt. I call it the French fries belt.
Okay. Right. I'll give you my opinion. Okay. I'm not a Devin Haney fan. Okay. Even though he's a nice kid, I don't. It's not like I gotta stay home and watch a Devin Haney fight.
Okay.
Thank God I can watch it on my cell phone while I'm having dinner. But I wouldn't stay home to watch him. Let's put it that way to you. He is the WBC lightweight champ. I don't care what anybody says. I don't call it a mail-in belt. And I have joked around and called it the email belt like everybody else has. But he won the title. He was rewarded with that title. He was sanctioned as a world title fight, and he's the champ. I don't care a fuck about the franchise belt. To me, there's no such thing. And to me, he is the real WBC lightweight champ. And I'm like I said, I'm no fan of his. I'm just saying to you, he is the real champ. Okay. Mauricio screwed up. He did. Yeah. Okay. But this guy won it in the ring. He won it in a fight. Okay. Period. Okay. He beat somebody. He's had a whole bunch of title defenses. What more do you need to legitimize Devin Haney as a world champ? He just beat two good fighters in his last two fights.
Yeah, he did that.
Right.
I like Devin Haney. I like Devin Haney.
Right. He's a good kid. I'm not excited about his style. Okay. He doesn't exactly, his personality is not overwhelming or anything. He's just a blasé guy. But I do like him as a human being, a decent guy, but I'm not a fan. But in the meantime, basically speaking, he's the real champ as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. So you care nothing about the French fries belt. Sorry about that. The franchise belt.
No, the French fries belt is the perfect word for it. I like that. I'm stealing that line. I learned something from you today, brother.
What's that?
I learned something from you today. And let me tell you something else while we get everybody on the phone.
Right.
There's just been this ongoing internet rumor for a long time that I'm a racist. Okay?
Right.
So let me just tell you how racist I am. You ready?
Ready. Go ahead.
Okay. Not only I have a black wife. Okay. Not only was a black man my best man at my wedding. Okay. Not only is Don King like a father to me. Okay. And I'm on the phone with him multiple times a week, even though he's 90 years old and semi-retired. Okay. Okay. Yesterday I had a Christmas party and I was the only white guy invited. In my own home. My wife wanted to invite my side of the family over, and I said, I don't need my side of the family over. Your family's good enough for me. I'm about everybody. I'm not about race. And anybody who gets this stupid idea. Let me tell you a great story. When I got indicted by the federal government for racketeering in 1989, and I pled guilty in 90, with no cooperation, I got a huge fine and no jail time, a huge fine and 5,000. I'm sorry, and 5 years probation, only because the FBI screwed up and the U.S. attorney's screwed up in my case, and basically the judge said we were right, and said let's get this over with, plead guilty. There'll be no jail time, the whole shooting match, and I did. Okay, got it behind me. So I was forced to go to probation every week, and the woman was making me urinate in the bottle, even though I had no history of drug use or alcohol or anything like that. Never had a drink in my life, never did any drugs. In the meantime, as we go back to court, and the judge said, okay, when we wanted to go, to get our probation cut down, not in years, but in the stuff they were making us do. He said, listen, you don't have to urinate in the bottle anymore. He says, and you only got to go once a month, but you've been robbing the community long enough. It's time for you to give back. Do something. What did I do? This is how I entered professional boxing. I went down to the PAL, the Police Athletic League, on the east side of Buffalo, which is all minority. Okay,
Mhm.
I was the only white man in the gym. All African American kids and all Hispanic kids. And I took every kid that qualified for the state Golden Gloves in Syracuse. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes from Buffalo. I started to pay for all their trips to go to the amateur shows. I bought a boxing equipment, shoes. I bought the gym equipment because there was only so much budget for the PL because there's so many different PL programs, not just boxing, but arts and crafts and, all kinds of stuff. And these kids did not have supporting fathers. Some of their mothers were drug addicts. And I did everything I could to help those kids get along. There wasn't one white kid in the gym. Okay? So for people that say I'm racist, they're full of shit.
Rick,
okay?
Rick, let me ask you a question. So
Yep.
Why did you feel that it important for you to bring that story up? Were you called
because
racist before?
Because everybody on the internet says, "Oh, I'm racist," and everything else. How is defending the rights of Terrence Crawford over Earl Spence being a racist? You want me to continue? Then they say I'm racist.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They say I'm racist against Al Heyman over Bob M. Hold it. I was with Don King as his right-hand man from 2000, outside right-hand man. From 2003 to 2016 when I got life-threatening cancer. I was on my deathbed, okay, and survived. I was with Don King. He's still like a father figure to me. When I was thinking about getting married to my wife, okay, Don King, Don King threw a party for me at his estate in Ohio for my wife, right, because he wanted to meet her.
Okay.
30 people were there. Okay, I can go on and on for hours. I'm sick of the innuendos on social media that I'm a racist. Everybody that personally knows me knows I am not a racist. And I'm sick of the bullshit.
Okay.
That's why.
So you're basically defending yourself from the they-sayers. I don't know who they are, but you just clarified the people on social media.
The Hamanites, the Agenda Crew, what's that other group called? The LBBCers and all the nicknames that these people have. All the haters, all the people that said that Wilder cheated. I mean, Fury cheated twice against Wilder, and all this crazy happy horse shit.
Well, basically, I wanna clear this up right now today. I want to clear this up today. To my detractors who's watching this show, I know you're watching this show. You will have permission. I need you to just hold on for a minute. I'm addressing something. To my detractors that's watching this show, I know you very well. You have permission to use this, use this video. I have no problem with it at all. Anyone who wants to use it, you can use it. I have no issue with it. But to my detractors, these are the same guys who call me cool, Uncle Tom, sell out. I have something for you coming up this week. I promise you. I have something for you coming up this week, and I will desecrate you this week. I promise you. Other than that, that's it. Rick, thank you you felt like you had the need to clarify that you're not a racist because people from these communities, they call you racist, and I think you clarified who you were talking about. And these are the same people who call me cool, Uncle Tom, sell out. So I really just wanted to address that right quick. But is there anything else that you would like to talk about?
They miss calling you Uncle Tom?
What you say?
They miss calling you Uncle Tom?
No, yeah. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just they call me all kind of names. So that's no problem. But is there anything else you want to talk about as relates to the sport of boxing?
Anything you want to talk about?
I pretty much asked all the questions that I wanted to ask. To be fair,
okay.
To be honest with you,
anytime you'd like me back on your show, if people want to follow me on Twitter, there's multiple fake Rick Glaser accounts, but the real one is at Real Rick Glaser 1. And Glaser's Glaser. I've got about 3,850 followers. If you'd like to follow me, I'd greatly appreciate it. You'll have a great time. I believe you'll like the stuff that I put up.
Okay.
And sometimes you won't like the stuff that I put up, but at least you know how I feel about something. I'm very straightforward and forthright and always honest.
Okay. All right. Rick, well, listen, man, shout out to you, fam. Thank you so much for calling in, okay? And
thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
You too. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was Rick Glaser, guys. We have Rick Glaser, the infamous Rick Glaser. As a matter of fact, you can go to his website. I think I have his website over here. We just had an exclusive interview with Rick Glaser. As I said before, to my detractors and any content creator that I'm cool with, even the ones I'm not cool with, you can use this video. Make sure that you give him my credit, though. Make sure you give him my credit, but you can use this video. Chop it up, dice it up how you want to dice it up. But to my detractors, I have some nuclear warheads coming for you. I promise you. You alphabet boys, I'm going to body you. I already know bodied you niggas already, and you niggas keep running your motherfucking mouth, but I'm going to body you some more because I just love bodying you. To you aerosexuals, to you fanboys, I'm here to body you. I am public enemy number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I hate you motherfuckers with a passion, and you hate me. Right? So we're not going to play no crackhead games. There's no kumbaya. We can't be friends. I give 2 fucks about you niggas. You see what I'm saying? I really do. I give 2 fucks about you. I really do. And I got something for your ass. I'm good at this shit, homie. I thought you niggas would have learned by now, but since you stuck on stupid, I'm going to give you some dumb shit to jump on. You and your whole Alphabet Boy crew, your whole Alphabet Boy fan base, and your whole aerosexual crew, all of you, I promise you, I'm going to body you niggas. I give a flying fuck about you niggas. And you can use this content. I really don't care. I got something for you, though. I'm good at this shit, homie. I am a professional troll. Remember that. Now, let's open up the phone lines. Let me see how many likes we got, man. Let's see how many likes we got. Man, we got less than 300 likes. This is some bullshit. We got 636 people in this live, and we have less than 300 likes. I need 400 likes, guys, before I can open up the phone lines, because I know you guys have a lot of questions. I'm going to get him back on to do part 2. We need 400 likes. I want to open up these phone lines. We have over 600 people watching. Anybody got anything to say? Any of my detractors, whether you from the LDBC, whether you from aerosexual, whoever you is, if you have any issues, any problems, call me. I give a fuck about you. I'm gonna put the number here, but I need 400 likes though. Remember that. Remember that. Car ain't got no roof. Car ain't got no roof. Car ain't got no roof today. True, true, true. Car ain't got no roof, dog. Yeah. I want all the Alphabet Boy smoke. Every last one of you niggas. You niggas and any nigga who down with you, bring that shit on over here. I want the smoke. Warning, warning, warning. Any nigga that don't like Coach Malachi Williams and New Media Today USA boxing, bring that ass over here, boy. Warning. Any nigga that got a problem with anything that I say out of my mouth, bring that ass over here, boy. Warning. Any nigga that do not like this interview that we gave today with Rick Glaser, bring that ass over here, boy. Warning. Any nigga who sneak dissing, got some slick shit to say, you can call the number and say it to me on the phone. Boy, anybody who is an aerosexual or a fanboy or who break the 16 commandments of the holy book of the boxing gods, guess what? You need to take your ass to the channel, to the actual channel, the community tab, and study those goddamn commandments. I care nothing about fanboys over here. I care nothing about any of you niggas who push race-based narratives. I care nothing about you race hustlers. I care nothing about any nigga who ever called me an Uncle Tom, coon, or a sellout. When I say I want the goddamn smoke, nigga, I want the smoke. I don't give a fuck about you, your ragged ass mammy, any motherfucker who down with you niggas. You are getting me in my rawest form. I mean that. Phone lines will be open. You want to talk to me? Say what you got to say. I'm here to listen. I will not apologize. I stand by what I say. I believe in what I say, and I live by that. And I mean that shit. You niggas is lightweight to me. I hear you talking. I hear you talking. I hear you talking. Guess what? But you ain't gonna like my reply. You're not gonna like my reply. You're not. So hopefully you get pissed off, mad enough to the point to where you guys will just come on out the closet and say what you gotta say. I'm talking directly to any nigga from the LDBC that don't like what I'm saying. Any nigga who's affiliated with the LDBC that don't like what I'm saying. That's who I'm talking to. And I mean that. Fuck it. Cat out the bag. You might as well, shit. Cat out the bag. Okay? So the phone line's gonna be open. We got 609 people. We need 51 likes. 51 likes, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. 51 likes, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. And it is what it is. So let's see. Let's take this off. Let's take that off. I said it. Alphabet boys. LDBC is the alphabet boys. Aerosexual is a fanboy. I don't give a fuck about them niggas, and I don't give a fuck about the fanboys. And they don't give a fuck about me. So the feeling is mutual. Ain't no love lost. Ain't no black on black unity. None of that shit is black on black. We hate each other. Black folks have always hated each other. Ain't no need to stop hating now. I hate you. You hate me. Let's keep it real. I'm playing 3D chess with you niggas. You niggas is playing Go Fish. You have no idea. You have no idea how deep the waters are going to get in a minute for you niggas. You have no idea how deep the waters is going to get. I got something for you. I promise you. I'm going to come through like a quarter horse champ. I will not disappoint. Shout out to Silence King for dropping that $6.99. Bam! Super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, great interview, coach. Keep up the good work. Yes, sir. I plan on it. I plan on it. Shout out to King Boxing Pound for Pound for dropping that $4.99. Bam! Super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, hit the like button. Let's go. I'm only a fanboy of boxing. Ain't no nut hugging over here. Pull these niggas out the closet. Shout out to Alice Corona for dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, awesome interview. I grew up in the 305. Coach, much respect. Yeah. We say niggas' names over here. We're gonna start calling names out over here. We're gonna do a roll call. We're gonna start doing roll calls over here. Say what you want to say about me. I care nothing about what you say. I love it. We need 27 more likes. No, we need 33 more likes in order to open up these phone lines. We need 33 likes. Shout out to Dolomite for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, great interview. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. I'm finna body these niggas though over here. You lame and you weak. Lame and you're weak. You old crusty niggas from the LDBC. You crusty niggas from over there. You fake tough niggas. Phone lines, hold on. We need the 25. We need 25 likes. 25 likes. 25 likes. Let me see. And then there's Damien. I just want to see the so-called fight, best of fight. Shout out to Damien Bennett, man. For dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Damien says, and then there's Damien. I just want to see the fight. Yeah, I kind of went off, I kind of went off on a tantrum a little bit, guys. Sorry about that. I kind of went off on a tantrum a little bit. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why I went off on a tantrum. Let me show you something. I'm going to tell you why I went off on a tantrum. It doesn't take much to get me over the edge, guys. It really does. It doesn't take much to get me over the edge, but I'm going to tell you why. Let me show you something. Oh, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Lord. Leave me alone. Listen, I'm finna show you something right quick. Yes. Show you something. What we got? All right, we need 22 more likes. Let me open up these phone lines. I need 22 likes, man. Need 22 likes. Okay. All right, so let's look at this guy over here. This is one of my trolls. I have this guy. He creates multiple accounts, and he trolls me. He says he's from the Alphabet Boy community on multiple. So it is what it is. This dude, he said your show is trash. he say you a straight coon, raccoon sign here, right? You know, this is their favorite word to call me, coon, Uncle Tom sell out. That's no problem. That's no problem. He said, you capping for people that don't give a F about you. You sound crazy. Oh, okay. He say boxing been racist for 100 years, right? He says since Jack Johnson. Do your research. This guy says white promoters been robbing fighters for over 100 years. Do your research. Boxing is bigger than Bob Arum, dog. I don't know what he meant by that. And he paid Crawford $1.5 million a fight. This is a lie, but maybe he knows something I don't know. He say, but dudes like you would say it's business. But when a black promoter does it, all hell breaks loose. Sucker pool stick. So basically what this guy is saying that when a black promoter robs a black fighter, people like me, all hell breaks loose. So he's saying it's okay for a black promoter to rob black fighters. That's what he's saying. Then he put some misinformation out there about what Crawford getting paid out. You know, me, I don't do no pocket watching, but I know this is not true at all. I know that's not true at all. But I come down here. Let me show you what I said right here. So let me show you how polite I was to this nigga, this alphabet boy supporter. He says, but I said, but yet you are here. I said, but yet you are here. That's all I said to the nigga. And I started laughing. The nigga replied back, tell your mommy, get her knee pads out. Now, I'm not offended by that. He doesn't know me personally, and he doesn't know my mother. I'm not offended by that. And my mother's not even alive anymore, but that's neither here nor there, right? But this is when I tell you guys I have these clowns. And then, listen, this is the dummy account. Nigga came on here, I clicked on it, and then when I go here, sorry, the page is not available. So he created an account specifically to come over here and fuck with me, right? You know what I mean? So I just say the hell with it. You know, it is what it is, you know. Just to let you know. This, listen, and I can show you the countless other shit that I get in my DMs. I don't even show you what I get in my DMs, on Twitter, not on Twitter, but on YouTube and stuff like that. Like not DMs, but messages that YouTube moves out of the way, kind of like removes because of this is the kind of shit I get. So when they fuck with me, I fuck with them. You know what I mean? I love it. Shout out to Watt for dropping that $8.99 bam pound on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
We need 8 likes. No, we need 9 likes. 9 likes. We 9 likes short from opening up the phone lines. We need 8 likes. I'm looking at it right now. Open up the phone line. Let me go ahead and get ready to open up these phone lines. We need 8 more likes. I want to, my detractors, any nigga who don't like me, I want to hear from you. Anybody from the Alphabet Boy community, your leaders, you content creators, anybody don't like me, I want to hear from you. I'm going to let you talk. Let me hear what you got to say. Let you talk, hear what you got to say. 405, it's over with. We got over 400 likes. Phone lines is open. I am a man of my word. Phone lines is open. That was a good interview. Any of my detractors want to use this video, you can use it. Any of my detractors, you can use it. I ain't tripping. I don't trip like that. It's all content. It all helps grow the sport of boxing. Any of my detractors, go ahead and use this. Anybody who's cool with me, you don't have to reach out to me and ask me for permission to use anything on this video. You can use whatever you need to use. Phone lines is open to my detractors. 530-494-9636. Phone lines is open from any nigga from the LDBC that has a YouTube channel that doesn't like me, has an issue with me. The phone lines is open. The leaders who put it together, that's in Texas and Milwaukee and in Chicago. Any nigga, 530-494-9636. I want to hear from you. What do you have to say? And I will be here tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I will be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're going to start all over again Monday, like Saturday Love. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday all over again. I'll be here 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And Fred Barbershop Conversations has my phone number. If anybody want to call me directly, Fred Barbershop Conversations has my phone number. Phone lines is open, 530-494-9636. If my detractors don't have the nuts to call me, then anybody in the chat that want to call or want to talk about this interview that we heard, and we cleared up a whole lot of rumors, a whole lot of speculation about back-end money and, you know, these dudes get back-end money. They got millions and all this shit there, and everybody on the PBC, they their own boss, and this guy offered this contract and he didn't take it. We just all that's been cleared up today. All of that has been cleared up today, right? I know what you're gonna say. Oh, he was racist. You had a racist on there. You can't take nothing what he say. No. You're not gonna play the race card. This for you race card playing ass niggas. See, one thing I know about you, Alphabet Boy supporters and you niggas are professional victims. You niggas are professional victims, and you try to play the race card all the time. You won't be able to use the race card over here. Not with me. The race card shit don't work with me. Shout out to Wyatt. Shout out to what? Hey, okay. For dropping that 179. Bam, pound on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
The race card don't work over here, homie. Not over here. You have no refuge over here with me with the race card. I give two fucks about you and your race card. I do. Take that shit somewhere else. Race card don't work over here. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Georgie Porgy calling from Boston, Mass.
Georgie Porgy calling from Boston, Mass. What the link read? What you want to talk about?
Yo, Coach, I catch up with you on TBV. That's usually the channel that I follow the most.
Right.
But I started, following you after, you ended up going to TBV and this and that.
Right.
I just want to say real quick. Yeah, I just want to say real quick that these people who attack you, calling you Uncle Tom, Glaser, racist, man, these people come for my show all the time. All the time. Doesn't matter what you do. If you're not in favor of a black fighter, you automatically are racist. Doesn't matter who your wife is. Doesn't matter if you got more black family than they do. None of that matters. These people mentality, that's what it is. I just want to give you a call to let you know that you're not alone on this bullshit. These motherfuckers go after every single motherfucker who doesn't like a black fighter. Yeah. That's a fact. And like you said, there is no bridge to be crossed. You can build a bridge. They don't want it. Nah. They want to be a separate group.
Yeah, there's no bridges. There's no peace. None of that shit. Hey, thank you so much, Georgie Porgy, for calling in, my brother. Thank you so much. Okay, I appreciate it.
Say no more, my brother. God bless.
Yes, sir. Yeah, ain't no peace. There's no reconciliation with these niggas. They have a mentality and a mindset that I used to have years ago. There's no compromising with this shit, with these guys. You race baiting, race hustlers, and your race card doesn't work over here with me. I give two fucks about your code. I give two fucks about you niggas because of the position that you take. I really do. Just being honest with you. You see what I'm saying? I'm here every day, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you don't want to call in on the show, you can get in contact with Fred, and you can get my phone number from Fred Barbershop Conversations, and you can call me that way. Send whatever threats you want to send to me. I promise you, I take them seriously. But I'm going to be here 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every day. I ain't running from no smoke, from no YouTube channel, or no nigga. I don't give a fuck who you is or what part of the country you live in. And I mean that. Let's see. Shout out to Drew.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
Shout out to Drew. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He says, hold on. Got a call calling in. Hold on, Ron boy, I got you, homie. He said Alphabet Boy's complaining about Canelo becoming undisputed in 11 months and say he's ducking, but give Errol Spence damn near 10 years to clean up one division. Okay, that's crazy. Shout out, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, Coach, you already know Block Boys Entertainment.
Man. Ron boy, what's up, man?
Man, hell of an interview, man. Hell of an interview, Slim. I've been following Rick for years on social media. He always, and people don't know, man, Rick no goons and shit. So when they say Rick a racist, I just be laughing. I was like, these motherfuckers that talk that shit, I don't see them nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, Rick always been 100, man. Hell of an interview, Slim. That's all I pretty much gotta say, man. You answer some great ass questions. I'm like, God damn, Slim, you left no rock unturned, didn't you, Coach?
No. See, what I do is I had to do that because I know my detractors very well. And what I do is I try not to give my detractors any room to wiggle in, because I know what they'll say, I know what they'll do, because I know my detractors playbook.
There's a 13-minute slowdown caused by a crash in 3 miles. You are still on the fastest route.
My bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was my navigation.
Yeah.
So man, that was all I need to say.
You know, I understand the race card very well, because I used to say it all the time. Anybody that was white was racist.
Yeah.
If you said anything that I didn't like, you was racist. If you was black and you said something I didn't like, you was a coon, Uncle Tom. I have a race card right here in my drawer right now. You know what I mean? So it takes somebody like me. It takes somebody like me on the YTBC that comes from the background that I come from to pull these niggas out of the closet and be the battering ram to bust all this shit up, and that's what I'm doing. But
I can dig it.
Shout out to you, my brother, man. Hey, I got another call coming in. Shout out to you, my brother.
Keep doing your thing, Slim. All right, I'll check you later.
Yes, much love to my brother Ron Boy Fresh. I'm gonna do the dirty work over here, so no other YouTube channel has to do it. I'm gonna do the dirty work over here. I'm gonna be the cleanup man. I'm gonna be the one that do the dirty work. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Damien, repping West Baltimore.
Damien from West Baltimore. Damien, what's going on, fam?
Hey, man, I thought the interview was really good. Only thing I just don't like when people put words in people's mouths. Like, and I'm talking about Earl Smith, not, I'm from West Baltimore, so I'm rolling with Tank, so I ain't with the...
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah, you ain't gotta go through all that explaining.
But what I'm saying is, you can't. I mean, he can have his own opinion, but he's making it like it's a fact of what's going on. You know that they PBC stand within their family or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, I understand that in-house fights. Yeah.
Him doing the fighting the guy, I can't think of his name. Ugas. Fighting the Ugas. Yeah. That's the natural thing. I mean, I don't understand why people keep expecting something different. We getting the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. They haven't changed the model.
Yeah, that's true.
So why do people get upset? But that's all I had to say, man.
No, but Damien,
what I really liked is how he broke down the back end, and I think that those guys are so ignorant that they think it's back end money, whereas actually Al just redirected the money.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know Rick. I just met him. You know what I mean? He came on the show, but I wanted to hear what he had to say. A lot of what he said made sense. Now, you don't have to agree with everything he said, because it is what it is. It's not about that. I just wanted to hear his side of the story, what he had to say as it relates to these Tank pay-per-view numbers, because and I wanted to clear up a lot of rumors about back end and this and that. Just a lot of the questions that people really wanted to know. I wanted to clear that up. And since we can't get any answers from Al Heyman and everything is very vague and innuendo, I said, okay, let me find out what it is. That's all.
Makes sense. No, makes sense. That's all. I'm out here. I'm back in the chat laughing.
Damien, what's up, man? Shout out to my brother Damien, man. Shout out to my brother from Big Baltimore, man. Listen, I've been to B-More. Let me tell you something about dudes from B-More, DC, the DMV. Those guys ain't nothing to play with. Let's just say that one. You know what I mean? Baltimore, B-More. If you can survive in B-More, you can survive anywhere. DC, of course, LA, New York, many different cities throughout America. It's rough. And if you can if you can get it the hard way and come up and make something of yourself, you know what I mean? You've overcame a lot. But as it relates to me and the type of content that I push, let me make myself clear. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. But let me make myself clear. I am a boxing content creator. You see what I'm saying? I love the sport of boxing more than I love a individual fighter. You see what I'm saying? I hate race hustlers. I hate race baiting, because I've been in that field of expertise for pretty much 25 years, right? If you don't know my background, my mother was a Black Panther. Of course, the Panthers wasn't active when she was raising me. Well, in the late 70s they were, but coming up as a teenager, they wasn't active. But I have a certain mentality, you know what I mean, that I had. I hated white people with their passion. I hated my teeth because they was white. I hated white people with their passion. I thought all white people were devils, wicked and evil. I thought that, but I have been delivered from that sick mindset, and I came up under some of the best race hustlers in the Nation of Islam when I joined the Nation of Islam when I was in 1991, and I wrote my letter. My letter passed 3/18/92. 3/18/92. My letter passed, and that's when I received my X. 3/19/92, and then my grandfather made me a lieutenant in 93. Yeah, the Minister Abdul Kareem Muhammad made me a lieutenant in 93. So, I understand the playbook where you plan to play out of. I get it. You watch a lot of Tariq Nasheed. I get it. You want to stay on code. I get it. Coon, Butter Biscuits. I get it. I understand. You listen to a lot of Umar Johnson. You listen to a lot of Sinetta TV, the conscious community, Amara Squad. I get it. I get it. I get it. You listen to a lot of Jason Black. I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it. But this shit don't work over here with me. A lot of these guys on this shit, it's a lot of stuff they want to say, but they can't say because they're afraid to say it. Because they're afraid to be labeled the word racist, the R word. Nobody wants to be called that. If a person really is that, then so be it. But you try to call people all kinds of names and stuff like that. Coon, Uncle Tom, sell out. If I speak out against your race hustling narrative, I'm a Coon, Uncle Tom, or a sellout. It doesn't bother me, to be honest with you, because I know what a coon is, I know what an Uncle Tom is, I know what a sellout is, and I don't fit any of those definitions. But I say all that to say this. It took somebody like me, Coach Malachi Williams, to come on out and pull these niggas out of the closet, lift their dress up. Not intimidated by nobody with a YouTube channel. I'm not intimidated by avatars. I'm not intimidated by DMs or none of that. I would not relent. When I say I am you niggas' worst enemy, I am. When I say I don't like you niggas, I mean that. When I say we can't be down, it's true. When I say we can't be friends, that's right. Blacks have always hated each other from the beginning of time. And in America, it's black on black, always happens. We don't like each other. There's no need of stopping it now. Let's continue the black hate. Let's continue that. I really don't give a fuck about them niggas. I don't. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
James, Newark, New Jersey.
James, Newark, New Jersey. James, with the lick read. What you want to talk about?
Nothing much, man. First, good job on the interview. When he started going off the rails a little bit, you kept it to boxing. I appreciate that because a lot of people don't do that. My thing is, let's get back to boxing. First thing is the Terrence Crawford bill. Everybody's screaming. Errol Spence scared. Terrence Crawford scared. One thing I know about boxing, you always scared when you walk to the ring because I've boxed before. But once you get in that ring, all that stuff goes out the window. Nobody ducks nobody.
Yeah,
so as far as people saying,
I agree with that.
This person ducking this person and this person ducking this, that's BS. Next thing is, of course, the PBC gonna go with their side. They get more money instead of putting him putting Spence in there with a fighter that's not signed to their label. Of course, if he loses or wins, that's money going outside the door. So of course they're gonna post them up against people that's in their camp because it makes more sense. People in the chat. They get mad. They say, okay, well, you got to be aerosexual because you're saying this. It's not that I'm an aerosexual. I'm a fan of all boxing. Let's make it make sense. When we talk about something, let's all make it all make sense. The race stuff, I don't get into because that's politics. I don't do politics with nobody. But as far as boxing, I love the sport. Like I said, great job. Great job keeping it on the rails because it was about to go off the rails. Good job keeping it on the rails.
But before you go, James, let me clear this up. James is right. And I want to say why he's on the phone. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, no one is scared of anybody. It does make good business sense. What he's saying is spot on for Errol Spence to fight Ugas. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all the other shit that ain't got nothing to do with boxing that kind of make the waters murky. So this is why I asked this is why I kind of asked them key questions, because what happens is we have a lot of tribalism going on in boxing, a lot of cliques and crews. It's not about black. It's not about black and white, because you get, hell, I'm black and I get attacked every day by these niggas. So
let me say this, coach. I agree with you saying. Like the LDBC, I don't know what they call themselves, but the alphabet boys, like you call them, no offense to them, or they crew or whatever. They got this narrative that they push that everybody got to be on their time. Whatever they're saying is supposed to be right, and everything that they don't agree with is wrong. That's what I was trying to explain to the chat just now. Just because I don't agree with something what Coach says doesn't mean I hate Coach. They ain't saying I don't like what Coach talking about, because I wouldn't come back every day to listen to the content. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to always agree with you. That's called a democracy.
And
they're going to have different opinions, and they want me to be they want you to want to be a dictatorship. Whatever Coach say, everybody's supposed to go with it. I'm not going to go with it. I love Coach. Coach will tell you. I call him through his little personal what's his face. I hit him up, bet with him and stuff like that. It's not about hating anyone in the chat or hating anything Coach saying. It's just me disagreeing on certain things.
Yeah, right. Listen, there's nothing wrong. Hey, I got to get ready to go, but there's nothing wrong with anyone disagreeing with me. I'm not always right, and but I stand by what I say. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to come out and apologize. But James, thank you so much, my brother, for calling in, man. Salute to my brother James from Newark, New Jersey, man. Salute to my brother James from Newark, New Jersey. Thank you, brother, for calling in. Yeah, I just, it just that I'm a realist, dog, when it comes to this shit. I'm a realist when it comes to this shit. I come from what I bring to the YTBC, I bring a unique perspective that no one else has. That's what I bring to the YTBC. And I'm just bold enough to come out and say it. You know what I mean? And I have to be the one to be bold enough to come out and say it, because the old crusted niggas who got these YouTube channels, who ran the block, controlled the narrative for so long, there's a new day today. You don't control the narrative anymore. It's over here now. It's with Ring IQ now. It's with blood. It's with retro boxing and documentaries. It's with Dundam Season. It's with BDA. It's with other channels out there. That's where it's at now. I just got the loudest voice and the biggest mouth. Hold on, we got a call calling in, guys. Hold on. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, this is Jerron calling from New York.
Jerron calling from New York. What the link read?
Hey, what's good, brother?
What's good? What's going on, my brother?
Hey, look, man. This fight right here is going to be historic when it happens, because it's going to happen. We already know this fight going to happen. Spence, Crawford. I'm a boxing fan first. Sir. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their favorites. You know that. Everybody got their favorite fighter. Nothing wrong with that. There's like people think Terrence Crawford gonna beat Spence. People think Spence gonna beat Crawford and all that right there. You can sit here and debate a person for 2 years, right? With boxing, you can, because boxing fans, listen, boxing fans always want more. I'm a boxing fan, so but I don't get into the politics. I don't care where they make it. I don't care 60-40. I don't care 75-25, because I know fighters can fight anytime they get ready to fight. They can fight whoever they want to. It's been proven in the history of boxing,
Right. Yes,
but just like I got my pick who I think gonna win that Spence and Crawford fight.
And what I'm saying? I got my pick who I think. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all the other shit.
Nothing wrong with it.
It's all the other shit that has nothing to do with it that takes it somewhere else. You know what I mean? And
they carry it somewhere else, bro.
Yeah, and so we playing this back and forth. I'm through with the back and forth. I'm caught. It is what it is. Let's just be honest about what it is. That's all I'm saying. But hey, Jerron, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Finish it. I'm sorry.
I was about to say, man, I don't even do social media, period, point blank. Because I just don't do it, because I know it's a gift and it's a curse. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting back looking at it and studying a little bit, but I'm never doing it, period. But I believe in my heart, this is what I believe. I believe what's going to happen in that fight with Crawford and Spence. We're going to get a great fight. This is our Hearns Hagler fight right here. But I believe Spence going to win the fight because I believe Terrence Crawford is not busy enough to beat Earl Spence. That's what I believe. But what I believe, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And
there's nothing wrong. That's my opinion. But I know Terrence Crawford got a chance.
You know, I always
both
say
of them got a chance.
You know, I always say this. You know what I mean? I always say this. You know, I like Crawford. But I always say
I like
this.
Crawford too.
I always say this. You know, I like Crawford and Spence, contrary to popular belief. It's the fanboys of Spence I hate with a passion. But I always say this. I can like a fighter, you can like a fighter, and we can believe who's going to win. But the only way we're going to know, they're going to have to get in the ring and fight.
Is when hey, that's how me and my homeboys is. Hey, only way we gonna know because anything can happen in boxing. I done seen it happen too many times.
But
you go ahead and do your thing, Coach. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Shout out to Jerron.
Doing your thing.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Jerron for calling in. That's how you clear all doubt. Phone lines are open. 530-494-9636. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Coach, what's going on? This is Bold.
Hold on, Bold. Hold on, my brother. Bold, what's going on, fam? What you want to talk about, my brother?
Hey, man, first of all, congratulations, man. Great interview that you had there, man. My thing is with this whole Earl and Terrence. To me, I don't know, maybe I'll go against the grain. I believe there's some ducking in there because this fight is 4 years overdue. I mean, we could have had a trilogy by now, just in case one had split it each way. And my thing is, it just seemed like there's just so many barriers put in the way that Terrence Crawford got to constantly hop over just to get to Earl Spence. And the fact that this fight is not happening, it just makes me wonder, is this fight really going to happen? Or are they trying to age Bud out? Wait till he start to slow down, show signs of slowing down before they actually hop in the ring with him. So that's my only gripe I have with this whole Terrence and Earl situation.
Yeah. I'm not. There's a video I did Thursday, and I talked about that. A show, not a video, but a show we did Thursday. That fight. I'm past that. That fight is not going to happen. I don't believe it's going to happen. It's going to be the same situation with the Wilder and the Joshua. It's the same shit because it's dealing with the same community. It's dealing with the PBC dick riders. It's the same. The Alphabet Boys. It's the same community, and they jump from one dick to another dick. And within the PBC, and that's what they do. And even though affiliates, not just them, but there are affiliates, these other channels as well. And so it is what it is. I ain't tripping out. I accept it for what it is. I'm just not gonna sugarcoat it. That's all. But Bo, thank you so much, my brother, for calling in. Okay, thank you, my brother, for calling in. Shout out to my brother Bo.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't do no sugarcoating. One thing about me, this one thing I learned from my mama, Betty Jean. In Florida, we say mama, not mother. One thing I learned from my mama, Betty Jean, I don't have a filter on my mouth, and I do not sugarcoat shit. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. If I'm wrong in the public, I will be the first one to come out in the public and apologize. But if I know that I feel in my heart that I'm right, I'm going to go to war for what I believe in to the end. You know what I mean? So call me what you want to call me. It really doesn't matter to me. But what we're going to do, since none of my detractors have called in, anybody from the other side of the streets, I guess we'll wrap the show up. Let's see, man. So let's do this OJ the Jew Man style. I said what I had to say. Great interview. Again, any content creator out there, whether you know me or you don't know me, whether you like me or whether you don't like me, you can use this show, cut it up, chop it up, dice it, slice it, smack it up, flip it, rub it down, and you can use it on your show. Just make sure you give me credit for it. Just make sure you give me credit for it. Other than that, that's it. And you can use it against me if that's what you want to do. If you want to use it against me, you can do that as well. But guess what? I'm going to win this war, battle, all this shit. I'm built for this shit. I am a professional troll. You niggas all wrapped up together and are not more talented to me. You don't have the gift of gab. You don't have the research skills. And, you just don't. You did it. Y'all had y'all run, though. You Alphabet Boys, you PBC Dick Riders, you niggas had your run. It's a new sheriff in town. You had your run. Finna run y'all ass off the block. You had your run. It was a nice run you had for a little while. It's black on black now. That's how y'all want it. This how it's going to be. Black on black. We love banging on each other, so ain't no need to stop it now, right? Let's go. Let's do this OJ the Jew Man style. Listen, if I forget your name, please leave comments below so I can call your name out, right? Car ain't got no roof, man. Car ain't got no roof. Car ain't got no roof, no roof, no roof, no roof, no roof. Not here to be friends. It is what it is. If you like me, cool. If you don't like me, that's fine. I give 3, 4, 5, 6 fucks. I really don't. Shout out to GM Strong. Hey, okay. Shout out to my brother Retro Boss in the documentaries. Hey, okay. Let's see. Shout out to hold on, guys. We got a call coming in from San Antonio, Texas. Let's see who this is. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Ant calling from Texas.
Ant calling from Texas. What the lick read? What you want to talk about, Ant?
No, I was just intrigued. I follow Rick Glaser a lot, and I hear what you're saying with the race car thing. It's really good to hear someone take a stance against that, because I'm the same way. I'm Mexican American, right?
Right.
And I got a lot of hate when Canelo was doing his thing. A lot of things that I didn't agree with, and people were giving him a pass because he's Mexican. And I told guys, hey man, like, I was more of a Triple G fan, and they're like, yo, man, that you got to go for the Mexicans. Like, yo, man, I like everybody. You know what I mean? My favorite is Tyson. You know what I mean? My son's middle name is Tyson. After Mike Tyson. When I met Tyson, I told him that. It was a good guy. But, it's just they're getting carried away with it, man. I don't like this tribalism. And people, it boils down to Al Heyman being black and Bob Arum being white. But the thing people don't realize is that Bob has always been an advocate for the black man. I mean, when you look at who he started with, Ali did not let Don King disrespect Arum. He told that Arum, that's my dude. You don't disrespect Arum. You look at Hagler. Hagler had a lifetime contract, a handshake contract with Bob Arum. Bob Arum has built the who's who of boxing. He started off Floyd Mayweather, Oscar, Cotto, Pacquiao. I mean, everybody. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this whole tribalism thing, it doesn't make sense, and it's unfair to guys like Crawford, the guy who's actually trying to get the fight, barking to get the fight. He confronted him with Bob Arum, right? And he still couldn't get the fight. He's the only one that's saying his name, and he gets shit on. I feel bad for Bud. Bud has real dog in him. I'm a Texas boy, so of course I always rock with Spence. But when he got that money, he got a little too comfortable. He has bad habits. He wanted to follow. He doesn't really call the shots. We know it's all about the Heyman thing, but these guys got to step out and be like, yo, man, I want to be scared to be great. You know what I mean? Legacy pays bills. These paydays that they're getting now, they're good, but they don't have that legacy. They're not going to have the long-term money. Look who's living off legacy, like Tyson, Chavez. You see all these legends, they're making money for life because of their name, because of their legacy. If they don't have that legacy, they're not going to have that. You know what I mean? So that's what I hope, everything happens. I wish Spence, they're not going to fight. You know what I mean? No. So no, that's not. I hope they go independent the way Mikey did, and I'm not a Mikey fan at all, but the way Canelo did, and you see with Boots Ennis, he's not signed to Al Heyman. He's independent. So right now, that might be the best way.
Yeah, he's Boots independent. Canelo's independent. Crawford is independent right now. So hey, thank you so much for calling in, brother. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for being long with you.
No problem. See, before I wrap this show up, I want to say this. My thing is, I point out the hypocrisy. I point out the hypocrisies. That's what I point out. I point out the hypocrisies. I point out the double standards. I point out if you niggas did not have a double standard, you would not have a standard at all. You talk that black shit, but you niggas hate black. You hate anything that's not, that you don't co-sign yourself. So what I want to say to any nigga from the LDBC, we don't give a fuck about you niggas. We don't give a fuck about what side of the street you on. We don't give a fuck about your race politics. We don't give a fuck about your colorisms and you banging on other black fighters for the sake of another black fighter. We care nothing about you dick riding ass, old ass niggas over there. We care nothing about that shit, right? We care about the sport of boxing. Niggas, stop using the race card. Stop shitting on other black fighters. And then when we shit on your fighter, you want to make it more than what it is. So I'm calling you niggas out by name. And I mean that. Stop your racial politics. The shit don't work. It's a new day today. You niggas ran the block for a long time. It's over. You crusty niggas. You old crusty niggas. You ran the block for a long time. You controlled the narrative. And you watching this show right now. It's over. Bring all of you niggas in the Alphabet Boy community. I want each and every last one of you niggas, and even the nigga that you kicked out for non, even the nigga that you kicked out, I want all you niggas to come together and form Voltron and come against me on this YouTube shit. That's my hope. That's my wish. I'll be here 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I swear to God, I got something for you. I'm good at this shit. You niggas gonna find out how good I am. You're gonna find out how good I am. Other than that, that's it. Shout out to Eric.
The stickiest of the icky. You want to smoke with the old boy Rick James?
Y'all gonna need it, boy. Y'all gonna need some help with me, boy. Shout out to Little Green Eyes P. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to MR1. Shout out to Thomas Jones. Shout out to the Queen Nick Rich. Shout out to Ron Ultra. Shout out to Slim Reaper. Shout out to Tony Kelly. Shout out to Ronald Finkley. Shout out to Rob. What's going on, Rob? Shout out to Raw Dog in the building. Shout out to the Queen Lady Shan, done them season. Shout out to Monica. Monica, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Jose Rendon. Shout out to the one and only. Shout out to Halim. Shout out to Raw Dog. Shout out to Yuli X Games. Shout out to Jay Smooth. If you're from the UK, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. If you are not from America, do not get caught up in the racial black politics of Black America. It'll just confuse you. We hate each other over here. We talk shit about each other. We vilify each other. We kill each other every day. Well, we kill our men, women, and children. This is what we do over here. And we're not stopping anytime soon. This is what we do, right? Just in-house shit, in-house family stuff. You know, that's how we do it over in America. Black Americans. Shout out to Carlos Resendez. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to Thomas Jones. Shout out to Ron Finkley. Shout out to my main man Ron Boy Fresh. Shout out to Akon. Shout out to Steve Kim. Shout out to Rick Glaser. Love the interview. Shout out to Andy C. Shout out to Daryl Alexander. Shout out to the Queen Lisa Bells. Ain't no peace. Ain't no peace. Shout out to King Cobra. Shout out to Killy Boxing. Shout out to Darnell. Darnell, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Raw Dog. Shout out to James Hickey. Shout out to James. Shout out to let's see. Shout out to Slim Reaper. Shout out to Jeff Lucietta. Shout out to King KO. Shout out to Lil Green Eyes P. Shout out to Paul Evans, and salute to Ava as well. Shout out to Rob. What's happening? Shout out to shout out to any nigga every nigga that's ever called me a coon Uncle Tom to sell out. Shout out to you niggas. Shout out to let's see. Shout out to Snotch's Nose, Leonard Ellerbe. Leonard, you blocked me, but that's okay. I'm still following you. I'm stalking your ass, Leonard. You know, I am a troll's troll. This is what I do. I make niggas hate me with a passion because I hate them niggas with a passion as well. Shout out to John McSmith. Shout out to Akon. Shout out to Prime Fighting Champions. And for all those who say, well, goddamn, why you say the word nigga so much? Blacks in America call each other nigga all the time. It's like interchangeable parts. We call each other niggas. This is what we do. So it's been ingrained in my DNA. Blacks like people calling them niggas, and they call each other niggas. So we just a bunch of niggas who going at it, who have our disagreements from time to time. Shout out to King Cobra. Shout out to Joe Mama. Shout out to NDC. Shout out to Raw Dog, Thomas Jones. Let's get it. Let's get this over with. Jeff Lucietta, Case Avoid, NDC, The Fool. Shout out to Haleen from the UK with the AK, Killy Boxing. Shout out to Jaramilo. Shout out to my brother Retro Boxing, the Documentaries. Please subscribe. Jay Smooth, Akon, the Queen Nick Rich. Tony Lyons, Double A Ron. Shout out to Easy Designs. Shout out to Tony Lyons once again. Jeff Lucietta, some of the same names. So let me keep going. I'm saying the same name. Shout out to King KO, Bleeze Kings. Shout out to Tony. Let's see. Now I said Tony. John McSmith. Shout out to who else we have? Southpaw Killer. Shout out to Rider of the Storm. Shout out to What in the building. Shout out to Lance Meyer. Shout out to Double X47. Shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe? Shout out to Topin Time. Shout out to George H. Shout out to Easy Dime. Shout out to Sonny Chiba. Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to One Friend. Shout out to, let's see. Shout out to Jacob Torres. Shout out to and another thing, just because someone is not of your ethnicity or race and they say something critical of you does not mean that they're racist. I know I used to call everybody racist, so I know that word is overly used sometimes, and sometimes is put in its proper place. But just because someone criticizes you that's not of your race, does not mean that they're racist towards you. You see what I'm saying? This is what you guys like to do. You like to throw the R word around as your defense because you are professional victims. It is what it is. This nigga over here apologizing. He apologizing for the racist. He's a coon. He's a sellout. This is what my detractors are going to say. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to be here, homie, every day, and I'm on you niggas' ass from this point forward. Shout out to Thomas Jones, and we still growing, so it's something that I am doing right. Shout out to Allen. Shout out to Tony Kelly. Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh. Shout out to UGC Flame. Shout out to who else we have in the building? Charlo. Shout out to Schoolo X-Man. Shout out to Opender. Shout out to Jamie Dale. Shout out to Mad Dog H. Shout out to Jacob Torres. Shout out to the Queen Love Green Eyes P. Shout out to Best of the Best. Shout out to who else we have in the building? Pulverizer. Shout out to Mr. G. Shout out to Tony Kelly, George H, Opender, Pepe. Shout out to Pepe. We also gonna give a shout out to everyone who called in. Shout out to my brother Diallo, Huggy Bear in the building. King Cobra, Bush Guard returns. Shout out to Wendell Jackson. Shout out to Carl Hansen. Shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe? Shout out to let's see, man. Massachusetts Fishing. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to let's see. Oh, shout out to any nigga who feel like, yo, man, I wish if he was in my face, this is what I would do to him. Shout out to you. Shout out to Carl Henson. Shout out to Big Money Texas in the building. Everything big in Texas, man. Yeah, my daughter lives in Texas. My daughter lives in well, I ain't gonna say where she lives at in Texas, but she lives in Texas. Shout out to Eddie Munster. Shout out to Dash Oliver. Shout out to Darnell. Shout out to King KO. Shout out to Charles Stevens. Shout out to Akon. Shout out to Jay Smooth. Shout out to let's see. Arthur Hawkins, Steven, Jorge Herrera. Shout out to Carl Hansen. Shout out to Rider of the Storm, Killy Boxing, NDC Dash Oliver. Shout out to D Barrera, Joe Mama. Shout out to Judo No. Shout out to Greg T. Shout out to Carl Hansen. Shout out to John McSmith. Shout out to Joe G Valdez. Shout out to let's see. Shout out to Halim. Shout out to Jamie Nieto. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Shout out to my detractors, my haters, and anyone that can't stand my guts. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Y'all ain't figured it out yet, huh? Y'all ain't figured it out yet. One day you will figure it out. You'll understand what's going on. You don't understand what's going on now, but I promise you, as time go on, you're going to start to figure it out. You niggas is playing goldfish. I'm playing 3D chess. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. I know what you're going to, I know what you're going to say tomorrow, today. Because I know the playbook from what you're operating from. Other than that, that's it. It's that boy, Coach Malachi Williams, signing out. If I forgot your name, please forgive me. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to everyone who called in. Shout out to Georgie Porgy from Boston, Massachusetts. Shout out to Ron Boy Fresh from DC. Shout out to Damian Bennett from Baltimore. Shout out to James from Newark, New Jersey. Shout out to Jerron from New York. Shout out to my brother Bold. And shout out to Ant from Texas. You don't have to agree with me, guys. Trust me, I stir the pot. I burn the bridge down. And I'm very controversial. This is who I am. I am a professional troll. I hate race baiters. And I hate niggas who like to use the race card for everything. I'm not on your code. I'm not on your side of the street. There's no kumbaya. You hate me, I hate you. There's nothing wrong with that. But understand something. You old crusted niggas who've been controlling this narrative before I came on YouTube, it's over. 2022 is going to get very interesting. It's going to get very interesting. And I like to play the game, okay? He says, you are a pot stirrer. You know, I stir the pot with those who like to stir the pot. It is what it is. Other than that, that's it. It's the boy, Coach Malachi Williams, signing out. New Media Today, USA Boxing. Let's go ahead and give everybody a round of applause. Brother said I missed his super chat. Oh, I'm sorry, brother, if I missed your super chat, man. I do apologize. I don't see it. Oh, Watt. Okay. Shout out to Watt. For dropping that 179. Bam, pound on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said BLM are millionaires spreading propaganda. BLM is an organization that's backed by a white guy. Facts. Other than that, that's it. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow. Man, I see you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. New Media Today, USA Boxing. Shout out to everyone who's listening to this podcast on Facebook. Shout out to everyone who's listening to this podcast on Twitter. Shout out to everyone who's listening to this podcast on Amazon Music as well as Spotify. Other than that, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. New Media Today, USA Boxing. See you guys tomorrow. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.